Good morning, everyone. This is Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. How are you on this Tuesday morning? Good morning to you. Come on in the room. It's romper room time, as we call it, for the News in Motion family. So good morning to everyone. I'm excited to hang out with you this morning, and hopefully you are excited to hang out with me. So who's in the house? Good morning, Pastor Antoinette. Good morning. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning. Good morning, Pastor Alex. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Marion Jackson. Good morning. Wasn't that a powerful time of prayer this morning? Good morning, Diane Ladybug. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Stephanie Burbridge Hall. Good morning, people. Good morning, Adrienne. Good morning to you. And Shirley, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Laverne. Good morning. Good morning, Hester. Good morning to you, sister. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Rosanna. And I did reread that. You're talking about your twin who has the trait. Good morning, Kelly Lee. Good morning, Diane Ladybug. To you again. Good morning, Bill Palmer. How are you? So are we done with physical therapy, Bill? Let us know. Let us know how we can be continuing to pray for you. Good morning, Kenny Stanley. Good morning. Good morning, Kim Edmondson. Good morning. Good morning, Kenya Noel. I'm feeling good, girl. I got a little bit of exercise in yesterday. So I'm feeling pretty good. Now, let me warn y'all up front. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. Let me warn y'all up front. If I'm looking around at different lens, good morning, Deborah Johnson, it's because I'm learning. I said, okay, I'll start with one piece and I'll go with the next piece. That's how I'm going to grow this out. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Jacqueline. So if y'all see me looking around a little bit, it's because I'm not sure which camera is on. And so I'm trying to follow the green light to tell me where it's switching. So just bear with me, y'all. Y'all gonna be my test people. We're family. I can test it on you all. So good morning to everyone. Today is hashtag That's Happening Tuesday. So we're making it all happen today on this Tuesday. Good morning, Tony. Good morning. How are you? So again, if y'all see me floating around trying to find the spot, I'm supposed to be following the green lights. It's not on. It's not all on yet, but we're starting with a small portion. I said, I gotta get used to it because y'all have no idea what I am now looking at. Good morning, Lori. What I'm now looking at are like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different arms. And then there's one up top, which that one I'm not supposed to look at. So if y'all see me looking around, I'm like, where am I? I'm supposed to be following the green light. So this is going to work. This is going to work. This is going to work. With all of you all cheering me on, this is going to work. Good morning, Oana. Good morning, Latrice Jones. Good morning. Good morning. All right, y'all. Yep, That's Happening Tuesday, Kim Edmondson. It is hashtag That's Happening Tuesday. So let me give y'all the news. Before I do that, the other thing I want to share with you all, I am truly blessed that you all even choose to hang out with me for a part of your morning. So thank you for just hanging out with me for a portion of your morning. Good morning, Patricia Laus. Good morning, Louis Prater. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. All right, so let me give y'all the news. Let me tell y'all what's happening. I got this. I pray, girl. I pray. All right, y'all. So temporary home. The AP is reporting that downtown Dallas Convention Center will be used as a temporary home for about 3,000 teenage immigrants. So Dallas Convention Center has opened their doors. They're working with the federal government. They're helping out. They're saying we need to house them, not in cages, not try to send them back when they really cannot cross back over the border without having any type of repercussions that could be deadly or harmful. So they're just saying, we're going to house 3,000 teenage immigrants. Good morning, Dana. So that's a start, y'all. So that is happening. That is happening. And there seems to be an ongoing surge. There's more than 100,000 that have crossed that border. But we're just, It's small steps, small steps. So we'll take it. We'll take it. All right, y'all. Representative Deb Hyland, or Haaland, shall I say, was confirmed to lead the Interior Department, the first Native American. So that's exciting. Who will hold this position? 2 men are charged with assault of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who later died. Now, I don't know about you all, but assault, he died. He died because of what these people did. So I don't know. I'm feeling some kind of way with that. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. What are you thinking about this assault? This officer, this Capitol Police officer, U.S. Capitol Police officer, ended up dying the next day. And these 2 people, well, I guess it's something, they were charged with assault. But I want to hear from you. Put in the thread if it should have been more than just assault. Good morning, Pastor Annette. Yep, I'm with you, Dana. Why not murder? So I thought that was very interesting. And they're saying that the death is still unknown. Or how you can say it's unknown. And they were saying that the autopsy report is still pending. He died. He was harmed. He was tortured, harassed, beaten, whatever words you want to say. That's what happened to him. He made it to the hospital and later died the next day. So I just thought that was odd. I thought that was odd. You say I'm feeling some kind of way too. Yeah, Kenya. It's like, this doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. So there's that. And I want us to wrestle with some of this because I believe this is the direction that advocacy is going, that we need to start questioning. Good morning, Deborah Sneed. We need to start questioning and holding responsible of our representatives who are in these offices to do something. So there's that. Y'all, companies, let me say it that way, are denouncing voter suppression. Coca-Cola and Home Depot, both based in Georgia, have voiced oppositions to Republicans. That's happening, y'all. And their efforts to restrict access to voting in the states. Y'all, that's happening. Coca-Cola and Home Depot, that's happening on Tuesday, y'all. The corporate firepower boosts activist efforts against 2 bills that are going through Georgia General Assembly right now. And they're saying that they are disproportionately so far radical and low-income minority areas are where they're targeting. I know that's what I said, Deborah. Home Depot. Okay, y'all. So, y'all, they're saying enough. We're not having this. So we have corporate giants coming out, Coca-Cola and Home Depot, that are saying, we're not going to have this. We're not doing this. You are not going to disproportionately target minority, Black and brown communities and low-income communities, which we know, especially in places like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, places like that. South Carolina is another one where low income could be anybody. It could be white or Black. So they're really going after the Republicans for that. And we know that the woman who just sold her part of the WNBA, I can't even think of her name right this moment, but we know that she started an organization trying to counteract what Stacey Abrams is doing. So this is where all of that is coming from. And Mary said, have a Coke and have a smile. That's right. So speaking of suppression in Black and brown communities, I want to talk a little bit about Black Lives Matter. Y'all, a teacher in Louisiana forcefully took off a Black Lives Matter hoodie from a student. Yeah, that happened, y'all. That happened. The teacher is now facing battery charges, allegedly trying to remove the Black Lives Matter hoodie from a 9th grade student. It happened on March the 4th at high school. Her name is Patricia Brignac. She approached the student and asked him to remove the hoodie, and he said, "No, I'm not taking these. These are my clothes. I'm not taking this off." So she forcefully started pulling on the hoodie and pushed him towards a police officer. So that's happening, y'all, and that's happening Tuesday. All right, still talking about Black Lives Matter. I still need to talk about Black Lives Matter. Samaria Rice mom ain't having it. She said enough. And she said what she said. She says absolutely enough. She is having a hard time. And I can only imagine a mom who's grieving a son who was murdered by police officers and they were not held accountable. She's grieving. But not only is she's grieving, and we looked at many articles and we looked at different angles on this before we wanted to put this out here. And that is she's saying all of these celebrities and the head of Black Lives Matter. And what really set her off was Sunday night at the Grammys, when she saw the head of Black Lives Matter at the Grammys, either giving an award, receiving an award. I don't know what she was doing with the award, but she set off a firestorm on Twitter that I can't even repeat, not even a full sentence on here. I mean, she's like, I've had it. And she talks about the fact that they're using her son's name, Tamir. They're using her son's name, and they're getting millions of dollars, and she's not seeing any of it. So she called out, Tamika Mallory, Ben Crump, attorney Ben Crump, and others. She's saying that they're sabotaging the true meaning of Black Lives Matter. And the more I was reading into this, I said, where is it? And that's happening Tuesday, so I'm going to stay here just for a moment. Where is it that we are losing our momentum and we are veering off course on our advocacy and our purpose? When does it turn? And is it that those at the head are turning and they're getting off focus, or is it that the people are making them such celebrities that they're getting off focus? But something is happening. So y'all can go to her Twitter. Her name is Samaria Rice. Y'all go to her Twitter. She let off a firestorm. I can't repeat. I could probably only repeat 3 words on here. The rest I can't repeat on here. Y'all saying no sound. Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all not hear me? Hello? Y'all tell me, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Because I hear Marion saying there's no sound. So I want to know if y'all can still hear me. Yes? No? Somebody let me know. So I'm seeing thumbs up, so y'all can hear me. Okay. Because I know earlier somebody was having some... you can hear me. Thank you. I know somebody earlier was saying that they were having trouble. I was on a prayer call and they were having trouble. So thanks for letting me know that you could hear me. So Marion, try going out and coming back in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, y'all, so real stuff right here. What is it that we need to do or we need to change so that these things aren't happening? Yes, she's grieving, but I'm not going to write this off as saying she's grieving. No, that's a part of it, yes, but that's not what she's calling out here. She is calling out what's really happening. She's calling out the fact that there are lack of convictions. Y'all, there was and I didn't know this, and she was, y'all just follow her on Twitter. She put it all out there. She put out their conversations. Her Twitter was fire. But there was a press release that went out last August 2020, that they were playing off of Breonna Taylor's name. Now, y'all, this was coming from the organization. And it was Bree, B-R-E -B-Q. So it was Bree BQ. And it was a cost to do whatever they were doing. And when I saw that, I have to be honest with y'all. Now, and hear me, I support Black Lives Matter. But I'm now purposely digging into what else could be happening and what else is going on. But when I saw that press release, I did pause. I was like, y'all need a new PR person. Y'all need a new messaging person. Y'all need someone who's going to help out here, because this isn't okay. I was looking at that. I was like, this isn't okay. And again, for those of you who are just joining, if y'all see me looking around, I'm looking at the green lights. I'm trying to use the system, but I'm only using one piece at a time before we turn on the other ones. Yeah, Kim Edmondson, what the heck? So I thought that was very interesting. So she's calling them out. She brought something to the table pretty much that no one can ignore. So we do need to address things like this and hold people accountable. But I'm hoping that they will change their messaging and get back on focus of what they're doing and who they are. I really do hope that happens. All right, y'all. Grammy Awards ratings, talking about the Grammys and what happened on this. Y'all, it hit a all-time low of 8.8 million TV viewers. It was a drop of 53% from 2020. Who is that woman again? Which woman, Latrice? Is she on there? Is the woman on here selling something? Y'all, is this the day of crazy or what? Tell me, Latrice. And by the way, y'all know I didn't give anybody permission to sell anything on here or direct you anyway, nor did the team. So, Latrice, is that what you're speaking of? Let me know, please. So, y'all, it dropped 53% from 2020 broadcast. I want to pause for a moment. I was on the prayer call, and this is news. This is happening Tuesday. I was on the prayer call earlier, and there was all kind of interference on the interference on the prayer call this morning. X-Rater. Wow. And so, I don't know, when I woke up this morning, I woke up in a worshipful mood, worshipful presence. There was a place of worship. And things just kept evolving. Things just kept happening. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah answered. I see your question now, Latrice. This is Samaria Rice mother who's on Twitter. So, but I still want to talk about this just for a moment because there was something going on. And it's like, y'all, we are battling things. So even the news that I'm reading this morning, we're in a battle of what's happening. And I think that's the importance of us as a people to get on somebody's page, whatever page that is, and move together on whatever page that is. So when you have someone like Samaria Rice mother, who's calling things out, who we see that it's real and that it's true. We see it. And then she brought proof. And when I'm telling y'all, when I saw the press release, I paused. I was like, oh, that wasn't, whoever is doing your messaging, that's not good. That's not good. So we always seem to be in a divide. We always seem to be push and pull. Many times we are reactionary, and I'm just wondering, how do we find our space and say enough? So even this morning on Elder Ruth Pugh's prayer, we were praying, and I don't know if y'all saw the news, but in Columbus, Ohio, Polaris Fashion Place Mall, it was the second shooting in 2 weeks. And it just makes you think, what is happening? Not only that, we see the woman, which I'll be talking about in a moment, in London, and what's happening there. The protests that are coming out in both London and Australia, and what's happening there. That there is a divide. There is something that's going on. And we see, y'all know I'm a Christian woman, so I'm going to say it. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities. So, y'all, we have to recognize what we're wrestling against and make sure we pause long enough before we respond. But let me keep going. Drake becomes the first artist in history to have 3 songs debut the top 3 spots of the Billboard Hot 100 chart. So there's that. Y'all, I don't know if y'all ever use Stripe as payments, and I always avoided Stripe. I would either do Square or PayPal. I'm just being honest with y'all. Well, y'all, they raised $6 million at a $95 billion with a B valuation. which means they have something powerful to have raised that kind of money, and they have that type of valuation. They are making it the second most valuable unicorn, what they call a private company worth more than $1 billion. That's with the B dollars. So y'all start looking at Stripe. Start looking at Stripe as using that for your side hustle, your small business, your freelance business, and so forth. The other thing, y'all, is that CNBC is reporting that a brand management company acquires controlling interest to Toys R Us. And they plan to reopen stores ahead of the holidays of 2021. So a brand management company acquires the controlling interest of Toys R Us. So they plan on reopening before the holidays of 2021. So just be mindful of things that are happening. So hold on, I got something else. And I'm going to bring this into Wednesday workshop tomorrow as well. Good morning, John Gore. When they were teenagers, I want y'all to pay attention. When they were teenagers, this is Bloomberg reporting. John and Patrick Collison sold their first company as teenagers, as 16 years old, for $5 million when they were teenagers. A decade or so later, the second business that they founded is now worth $95 billion with a B, making it the most valuable U.S. startup ever. These are two young men. They sold their first company as teenagers for $5 million. Their second company is now valued at $95 billion, y'all, with a B, billion. So let me also go to this part. Bloomberg is also reporting that the Internal Revenue Service has failed to collect more than $2.4 billion, that's with a B, from wealthy individuals who owe the federal government back taxes, according to the Treasury Department Watchdog report. Now, these are wealthy people who haven't paid and they owe back taxes. So I want to bring those three things together to say this. Going back to what I was reporting on Samaria Rice's mom, who literally just had it out on Twitter over Black Lives Matter and attorney Ben Crump and others. Y'all, this is where, and I'm speaking to the Black and brown community right now, this is where we need to come together on the table. I know I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, and I know y'all are sick of me talking about it. But y'all, come on, there are people who are coming to the table having a valuation, including the payment company Stripe, having valuations of $95 billion with a B dollars. And there are many Black and brown businesses that are struggling every day. Great startups. Even like a nonprofit like Black Lives Matter, who they have a mission, they have a purpose, they have a vision, they have all of that. But as Samaria Rice's mom is saying, I told y'all what the PR piece looked like. It made me pause. To use the wording Bree from Brianna, Bree BQ. They were, changing that from barbecue. That wasn't good. So why aren't we investing in the millions of money that they raise? Why aren't they investing in an established PR firm or a PR firm that at the stance that they're making sure they're not letting things like this out, and they're making sure they're tightening up all ends? I believe there's many of us on here viewing News in Motion, whether we watch it live or we watch the replay. There's many of us that we need to start putting pitches out there, pitching proposals out there so that we can come to the table as well. So on tomorrow's worksheet, I'm going to continue what I was doing, but I'm also going to talk about making a pitch, making a proposal. So if that's something you're interested in, I suggest you come to the table, because y'all, there's billions of dollars out here that we're not seeing anywhere. We're not seeing anywhere. So that's something that we need to do to come together. So let me keep going, because now we have world news in motion. Y'all, now this one bothered me. And I guess it's just driving me crazy. And I want to know what y'all think about this. Now, we heard from Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. And then the Queen, Her Majesty, the Queen, y'all heard me read her statement last week that they're going to handle that family privately. That's what she said. But this is what they did yesterday. Buckingham Palace reportedly hires external law firm to investigate claims that Meghan Markle bullied royal staff. What? They just said that you all talked about the skin color of the baby, taking away security, saying the baby cannot be a prince. All of these things they said about you all. But you going to hire an external law firm to investigate her? Are you serious? Are you serious? That is more important to you than hearing from your grandson or your son, if you're Prince Charles, your brother, Prince William. Seriously? So y'all, that's what's happening. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, the world's going crazy. The world's going crazy. So they hired an external law firm to investigate claims on her. Yeah, it's a deflection, Lori, on her. How dare you? How dare you? Y'all, that's happening on Tuesday. That's happening. All right, y'all, Dead Sea Scrolls. Y'all, something's happening. Something's in the air. Dead Sea Scrolls. The Jerusalem Associated Press, that's the AP, Israeli archaeologists on Tuesday announced the discovery of dozens of new Dead Sea Scrolls fragment bearing a biblical text found in the desert cave and believed hidden during the Jewish revolt against Rome nearly 1900 years ago. Yeah, they found this. This is in Israel. Yeah. So now back to what I was sharing earlier, the protest in London. Backlash continues. Now there's protests, just all kinds of stuff that's happening in London. There was a woman who was murdered, and they believe it was, the suspect is a police officer. She was walking home from a friend's house, went missing. They found her remains on last Wednesday, so people are protesting. Well, then the police wants to start fighting the people who are protesting, trying to raise awareness of what is going on. So y'all, that's happening. That's happening. And the Queen has to deal with that as well as the Prime Minister. So that's happening. That's happening. Y'all, also, the New York Times is reporting, this is all global news now, thousands of people across Australia protest violence and discrimination against women and rape allegations against powerful men. Y'all, that's happening. That's happening. Y'all, schools are considering bringing it back home. Schools are considering seating students closer together. They're saying they need to make room for more children. So they said 6 feet apart is too far apart. So they're changing the rules to 3 feet apart. Y'all, really? And they're not vaccinated yet? That's happening. So let's talk about the numbers, y'all. Confirmed cases, 30,138,586. Again, 30,138,586. Deaths, 547,013. Deaths, 547,013. Recovered, 22,268,551. Again, recovered 22,268,551. I share those numbers because y'all, more vaccines are coming. We've been looking at this, and y'all know we're doing stuff. So as you're getting the vaccine, whether it's your first shot or if it's only one Johnson & Johnson, or your first shot or your completion, we want to know here on News in Motion because of the partnership we have with the CDC. Vaccine seekers. Y'all, seekers are about ready to go off. People are looking for vaccines. People are looking for vaccines. Y'all know me and my husband, we were moved to next week because of a computer glitch. Whatever happened, they had to move half the people on each day to another day. In the place we're going to the Ohio State University. But get this, y'all. People are going mad looking for vaccines. There's several things. Number one, I do believe they need to be able, if you are a married couple, you should be able to book both vaccines, especially if you want to go together. It is ridiculous that you have to be on two different computers trying to book two appointments, because normally if you go back in there, that second appointment is gone. People are saying they're on places and then they get kicked off. Here's the other thing we want to share with you. If you have booked more than one place, because you're trying to find a closer one, or you're trying to find a certain dose or a certain company, go back and cancel the ones you booked, because you're holding space that somebody else needs. In saying this, y'all, check on your neighbors. Check on people who may not have computers. I was looking at lists yesterday that 76-year-old men and women without computers are trying to get vaccinated. There was a woman who was crying out, wanting help on this app called Nextdoor. She's diabetic, she has cancer, she's 63, she just wants a daggone vaccine, but she can't find one. So y'all, we need to help our neighbors in helping them get these vaccines. We need to raise our voices. We need to contact our representatives and let them know there's a problem, Houston, there's a problem. There's a problem, y'all, and we need to help them. So that's what's happening. Now, the other thing is that a third of Republicans said in a CBS News poll that they're not going to get vaccinated, compared to 10% of Democrats. They're like, we're not doing that. We're just not doing it. Now, get this, y'all. China has a fourth vaccine. That came out yesterday. China has a fourth vaccine. But get this. Their fourth vaccine is for emergency use only. What is that? So his name is Gail. He's the head of China's CDC, led the development of a protein subunit vaccine that was approved by regulators last week for emergency use only. Well, what's going to create an emergency use vaccine that you only going to have in China? What aren't y'all telling us? Y'all, we need to pay attention to this. Kenya, do you know anything about this? So listen, y'all, Kenya's our scientist. Listen, the protein subunit vaccine is similar to many other vaccines that have been approved globally, in that it trains the body to recognize the spike protein that covers the surface of the coronavirus vaccine. Although the difference lies in how it tells the body to recognize the protein. It goes on to say scientists grow a harmless version of the protein in cells and then purifies it before it is assembled into a vaccine and injected. Why do you have a secret vaccine? Now, they didn't call it secret. They call it an emergency use only vaccine. Emergency for what? I need to know the emergency part of it. I need to know this. So, and then as I'm reading this, so you just tell us we need to eat more protein? Help me understand this, please. Help me understand it. Now, speaking of this, and this is serious, I promise y'all I'm wrapping up. Speaking of this, y'all, this woman cries out saying that the vaccine is protecting her. She's a college sexual assault victim. She says she has welcomed remote learning due to the pandemic, because it has kept her and others who have been sexually assaulted on campus safe from their attackers. This is from Huffington Post. It says, she writes, it says, it took an entire country shutting down for me to feel safe. It feels like a real slap in the face, said Michaela, a student sexual assault survivor. They're saying it is a doggone shame. I almost cussed. It is a doggone shame that it took shutting down for them to work remotely to feel safe in college. I want us to think about that. For the win, I want to go back to Deb Haaland. Why didn't China come up with the vaccine before? That's a good question. The Senate confirmed her. She's the New Mexico rep as a member of President Biden's cabinet. So she gets the win. She gets the win because she's doing some great things. Y'all should really follow her. Check out her resume to see what she's doing. She was confirmed as the Secretary of Interior and the very first Native American to lead the cabinet agency. She has shown opposition to drilling on federal lands and fracking. And this could take steps to protect the country's public land. She will be tasked with helping the Biden administration combat climate change and fostering relationships between the governor and Native American tribes. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to be watching. So she gets the win. I don't know if you saw any of her confirmation hearing. There was no arguing. There was no nastiness from people, except from a few. And y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not even going to name them. The two who wanted to act up on January the 6th when they didn't want to confirm the votes that Biden won. So y'all, that's happening. So I'm really, really excited for her. It says something for the Native Americans. It says something for our country. It says something about the Biden administration. It says something. And I'm really excited about this. So for our inspirational message today, and again, if y'all saw me looking at different places, the green light is coming on. I'm only using one system today. We're going to build in the other ones. And there's like 7 arms that are coming at me. Y'all don't get to see this, but I'm looking at it. So I've been trying to follow. So if y'all saw me wandering, that's why. But y'all, here's the inspirational message today. Forgive. Forgive. That's my message today. Y'all, let's offer forgiveness. I think there's so much unrest because so many people are holding on to unforgiveness. And when you're offering forgiveness, don't forget to forgive yourself for whatever may be holding you captive. I was talking with a friend of mine yesterday. We were talking about finances and weight loss and relationships, and some being toxic relationships, so forth and so on. And during that conversation, I raised a question. I said, why do you think that there are people who are wanting to live right, but they choose not to do what's necessary to get there? And during our conversation, I also raised the statement that could it be from unforgiveness, and that unforgiveness starting with each individual person. Like, what is it that we're holding on individually, whether it's something that we did to ourselves or something that we blame other people for? And could those things be interfering with what it is that God has for us in this season? And that's just a question. We weren't able to answer that question. I went on and asked a question that what will it take for us to love ourselves enough? To love ourselves enough that we really allow God to have complete control. That we stop trying to do things in our own strength. That we stop trying to do things because we think this is the way they should be done. But that we really surrender. And in that surrendering, meaning that we really forgive the people who we have aught with or who have aught with us. And that we also forgive ourselves. That we take the time to say, today, I'm going to really lay this all on the altar. Never to pick it up again. So who are those individual people that you need to forgive? Or is it that you need to look in the mirror and forgive yourself? I don't have that answer, but that's where I want us to be today, at that place of forgiveness, at that place of forgiveness. All right, y'all, I am Gail Dudley. Again, I am so blessed that you choose to spend your mornings with me, at least a portion of your morning with me. And we're going to continue this journey. We're going to continue the journey. Someone raised a question to me last Friday. They inboxed me. It's interesting how people will inbox you. They inboxed me and they said, which I don't know how they even see these things. They say, hey, your numbers are dropping. Are you at all concerned? No. As long as God tells me to get on here, I'm going to get on here. And if there's only one of you that show up, you and I are going to have the best conversation. We're going to have a good time talking about the news. I'm going to educate you and give you everything I researched and found. And you can do with it however you want to do with it. Let me share this with y'all. I don't know how I'm going to get y'all to understand this. I really don't care about the numbers. I don't. I like this family. I like the fact that we're on here doing what we do. I do. If we had 1,000 people on here at one time, I could not say good morning to you. I could not stop and call out names. I would have to really tread lightly so that I would balance and not always call the same people that I know when I see daily. I don't want to deal with that. People can watch the replay. They can watch it on YouTube. They can do whatever they want to. But live numbers, I care nothing about it. I know for some people that's a big deal to them. For me, it is not. It really isn't. And those people on here who really know me will tell you exactly what that is. My husband and I, side note, my husband and I had a church. Yeah, had, past tense. We chose to give it up after God told us to let it go. Y'all, we had the best church with 50 people. We had a blast. People's lives were changed. We saw people heal. We saw people give birth. We buried some people. We studied the word together. We did evangelism with other churches. Yeah, we didn't just do it within our own church. We did it. We partnered with other churches. We were doing ministry with other churches. We had a blast. We had a blast. And so that church went on for 14 years with about 50 people. We had a great time. Seriously. I've had conferences with 10 people and had a blast. Had a blast. Been at conferences with thousands of people and could not wait to get out of there. So y'all, the numbers don't faze me. This is my purpose in this season, but thanks for the question. And hopefully you're not feeling bad about the numbers, but this is my purpose. When you're in your purpose, y'all, nothing else matters. All right, y'all, let me let y'all go. I am Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Today is Tuesday, March the 16th, 2021. Y'all know what I say. Stay safe and remember, make some moves.